Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Tuesday, the 31st of August, 2021, the last day of the month, and we're producing our gold and silver morning update and price forecast. Gold and silver prices really are just holding more or less steady, with gold marginally down and silver marginally up, as we look forward and ahead to Friday's Nonfarm payroll report. Of course, we've important data coming out tomorrow, more so than today, and on Thursday, but Friday will be the big deal. So let's take a look. Welcome to Illuminati Silver. It's Tuesday, 31st of August 2021, 10:31 a.m. GMT plus 1. And the weather today is pleasant, which may be a little more than can be said for the news, depending, of course, whether you're an inflationist or not. What are we talking about? Well, look at this headline. French inflation hits highest level in almost 3 years. Earlier today, there was another headline about Poland's inflation rate reaching incredible heights, which we shall look at in a second. It's disappeared from here now. This is where it was. And of course, we can see Made in Germany growth engine falters as firms hit supply shocks. So this is the focus of the news on Bloomberg. Let's have a quick look at French inflation. French inflation rose to its highest level since late 2018 as food and energy costs accelerated and manufactured goods prices rebounded with the end of the sales season. August's 2.4% year-on-year increase in consumer prices in the euro area's second largest economy is above the European Central Bank's 2% target and also beats the median 2.1% estimate predicted by economists. So, we've seen other countries like the US and the UK inflation rates being higher than anticipated. We've now got it in France. Also in Poland, Polish inflation soars to 5.4%, highest level in 2 decades. Polish inflation surged to its highest level in 2 decades, piling pressure on policymakers to ditch their dovish stance and increase interest rates in the coming months. Consumer prices rose 5.4% from a year earlier in August, after a 5% increase in July. That exceeded the 5.1% medium estimate in a Bloomberg survey. The Monetary Policy Council rejected motions for 15 basis point rate hikes in both June and July, saying inflation was being driven by the reopening of the economy after the worst of the pandemic, and that price growth triggers were beyond control of monetary policy. A majority of board members expects price growth to ease to around 3.5%, the upper end of their target range next year. So is there anything transitory in inflation, we ask? Let's move over to Germany and the problems they're encountering. The engine of the German economy is turning into a brake in the face of a global supply crunch threatening to derail the nation's recovery. While its strong focus on manufacturing helped Europe's largest economy fare better than its more service-heavy peers in the region during COVID lockdowns, Germany's rebound is now at risk as companies report shortages of materials ranging from memory chips to lower tech parts and even basics such as wooden pallets. Pandemic jolts to economies everywhere are throttling even a German ink brand built on efficiency and a reputation for precision and durability. The supply problems are wreaking havoc on companies from Siemens AG to BMW AG, and they could persist into next year or even longer. And of course, if there are supply problems, there will be shortages, and if you have shortages, you'll have higher prices. More inflation. So the inflationary situation is not looking too good. However, in the UK business optimism jumps on recovery hopes. Lloyd's survey finds North West England leads level of confidence despite caution over, yes, you guessed it, inflation. This is the part where we believe there's going to be a future which isn't going to help the job situation. Toyota restarts driverless vehicles after accident. A visually impaired athlete from Japan's judo team was hit by one of the e-pallet pods on Thursday. This whole concept of driverless vehicles is increasing dramatically. And we have seen some blueprints which currently have not been made public in terms of the future of potential taxis, not just in Japan, but around the world. And it is frightening if you're a taxi driver. In terms of other issues, we've mentioned about green power. Energy Fund seeks greener ways to power homes. Whether we agree with carbon credits, whether we agree with global warming or not, this is the trend, and this is where the money is going to be placed. US and Canada, again, obviously, we're talking about storm in Louisiana, drone strike in Kabul, and basically EU recommends new COVID travel restrictions for the United States. Let's have a look at the financials. We're going to whisk through these today. Dollar down slightly, 92.52. So a little bit on the weak side. Oil prices, though, also down ever so slightly. 77 cents for WTI crude and 61 for Brent crude. Stock markets, well, the UK market yesterday obviously was closed. But today we can see that European stocks broadly are up 0.5%, although the UK's is down 0.06. Whereas in America, although the Dow was down 55 points, both the S&P and Nasdaq were up. There seems to be no stopping those two. Asia Pacific overnight broadly up between 0.5% and 1%. Economic news. Pending home sales yesterday below market forecasts, minus 1.8%. The forecast was a positive 0.5, but I suppose it is a marginal improvement compared with June's minus 1.9. Now today we have the Chicago PMI and the Consumer Confidence Index. That'll be an interesting one to note, but we all know, as we pointed out on our weekly update over the weekend, Wednesday, Thursday, and particularly Friday are going to be the important days for US economic data. What's happening to gold? Well, the world gold price is down, wait for it, 2 cents at $1,815.55. Silver is up 11 cents at $24.16. Though, once again, it has been as low as $23.93. So it is moving just above that 24 level, but dipping back into that late 23 level. We need to be mindful of that. The concerns over inflation will no doubt have a minor impact at this stage, but it'll be the jobs report on Friday, the Nonfarm payrolls, that is going to be quite a determining factor in our view, providing they do not come out as expected. Cryptocurrency markets up now nearly 1% at 2.1 trillion. And we can see that Bitcoin is languishing really around the $47,500 level. That's basically it for today. How do we see the rest of the day going? Well, quite frankly, we're not expecting major moves in either direction. Consumer Confidence Index will have a bearing, of course it will. What we would suggest is that you take a look at some of the videos we produced over the weekend, particularly one concerning silver, and we'll place a link to that below. Thank you for listening. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, press the bell sign. Have a really, really great day and last day of the month of August. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.